Whoa! Hello, and thank you everybody for joining us for this video for Ghost of Yōtei on the GCA. I am joined by the Gaming Ronin. How are
Hey,
you doing,
yo,
sir?
I am doing well. I am excited to talk about this because this is kind of a game I'm well, I don't know if I'll say I'm looking for it, but looking for more information about it.
Good lead in,
Because
yes.
I really liked the first game and I'm interested in seeing what Sucker Punch is going to do.
Yeah, and obviously what they did with Ghost of Tsushima was amazing. Uh, the story, the feeling of being in Edo in during the feudal era of Japan was just amazing. Harkens back to a lot of old archetypes, a lot of great movies, which we will get into. But as you've probably seen on X and on other platforms, you've seen the discourse regarding the voice actor and maybe a little less so the former head,
Yeah.
former Sony chairman, Sean Layden. But we'll just tackle the first thing first. We're gonna talk about Erika Ishii. She's a Japanese American. She is the voice actor for the upcoming protagonist in Ghost of Yōtei. Now she has gone fully off the deep end. She is a woke
Yep.
leftist, 100%.
Which isn't
Uh,
surprising. Most English VAs, it seems like, are like that. Not
right.
really excusing it, it's just to be expected.
Yeah, no, it should never be excused. But as long as they can keep their politics in the background, I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that if you prod them enough, they'll say what they want. They'll say what they believe in. But she is fully offering up her ridiculous worldviews for all to see, and then blocking everybody and anybody on Twitter and
hmm
in a rabid, just like outburst
In
of
a
even
blockchain.
supporters. Am I not
Yeah.
wrong about that? Supporters she's
Yeah, even
blocking.
supporters. One guy I follow was even saying that he was even defending her
Mhm.
more so like just because she's this way, she might be able to keep it out of the game, and even he was blocked.
Right, because it was insinuating that she was doing something wrong, but at least it
Yeah.
won't go into the game. It's like, well, you can't do that with these people because they just don't care. They just what they say is right, and if you say they're wrong, well, then you're a istophobe. So,
Yep.
but yeah, no. So she is obviously spurging out, and that is causing lots of concern. Now, to rewind it back to the trailer, uh, it, basically what we see, and I understand from discussions we've had before the video started with Gaming Ronin, he kind of clued me in on some of the nuances there, but there is a lot of concern that this game will be woke. Certainly, the VA acting like she did. She's an actor, so it's expected. I think you would agree, right? Gaming Ronin
Yes.
is
Yes.
the
Especially with the past year, with how games have been handled, or really any
mhm.
form of media. Like, first game we had male protag, now we got female protag. Some games are doing that somewhat now, or the writing isn't there. I mean, like, no good writing for the characters for like the past few years or whatever.
Mhm.
So it's just like this reaction. I mean, what's to really expect? People's gonna be spectacle. I know I just mispronounced that. But I
It's all
mean,
right.
and you should be that way with any new product. Let's be honest. Like, anytime you get a new product, you should be like, is it going to be good? Whatever.
If
I
you
mean,
buy a
that's
used car, you should treat everything like if you're buying a used car.
yeah,
Don't just say it'll be good.
yeah.
Whatever.
Like,
No, don't
I
question
have,
everything.
yeah, it's like I have faith in a bit of faith in Sucker Punch because they have yet to let me down. Like, they haven't pulled a rock steady yet. But at the same time, we have no information with this game other than trailer, like, from them. So it's like, is it good? Is it bad? We really don't know yet. We have
Right,
not
but the
been
problem with
given.
Sony is they pay attention to these studios, and if they get a big enough target on their back, they get brought in to the gelatinous blob that is Sony Entertainment, based out of Santa Monica, California. I think it's
Yeah.
Santa Monica, but yeah, once you get big enough, it's just like then you get brought into to the Borg. You become one with the hive mind. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's not the case, but I'm gonna tell you, like, when we get into it later, why, whether it's woke or not, is it doesn't matter. The problems I way outside that. It could be that, but it is not. It is not exactly that. It is not
Yeah.
precisely that. So like I said, she just basically we don't need to go into the comments because it's all just boilerplate, like it is with all the other leftists.
Yeah.
I'll probably throw up a few screen
Just
grabs here
basically
so you
what
can.
you expect.
Yeah, no need to repeat it because it melts your brain. We're not going to do that here. So
Yeah.
the next person that is basically mimicked the same bullcrap that we've heard for the last 8 years is the former Sony chairman Sean Layden. He has basically said, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
I wonder where I heard
Specifically,
that one before.
yep. So he's reacted to Andy Mendian. All right, go you, sir. He said Ghost of Tsushima sequel stars a Japanese woman samurai warrior because of course it does. They can't help themselves until every franchise is on. Oh, he's okay. So that was Eddie Minion. Yeah, no, he was right about that. But basically, he said if you don't like it, don't play it. The same old yeah. If you don't like it, don't buy it. It's like fine.
Yeah, it's
But here's
like
the point. Yeah, go ahead.
don't tell people that because you're setting yourself up for failure. Because then people that's on the fence on it are then just going to be pushed in the direction of, well, I mean, if you're telling me if I don't like it at the moment, don't buy it. Well, then okay, I'm not going to buy it. But one key thing I think is important that he is former Sony. He's not with Sony anymore.
Right.
So I think when it comes to this, like we should bring up what he's saying because like this is a mentality that to me needs to die when telling your people that you're trying to convince to buy your game to not buy your game. Like that
Yeah.
you need to not be doing that. You're hurting yourself financially doing that.
And
For what
the problem is nowadays, this isn't 2018. This is 2024. If you say that, people just say, fine. There's plenty of
yeah.
indie studios that I can just go. I'm not even going to, I won't even care if it's good. And there's been games that I have passed over that I'm just like, I'm just not going to give you the money. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, I'm tired of putting the brain power towards deciphering your idiocy and whether or not your studio has my best interest in mind as a customer. That's the thing. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
we're at the point where like, we just don't care. We'll let you die out, even if it's a good game. We don't care. So
Yeah, but one thing I really think is important is the fact that he's former Sony. He's not with Sony. Apparently, he's with Tencent. So to me, it's like he probably knows what he's doing and maybe trying to hurt Sony if Tencent is a competitor with Sony. I
mhm.
really don't know if these guys are competitors or not with how big they are. They're probably
Tencent
in league or something.
Tencent is not Tencent is like this huge conglomerate. Basically it's
Yeah,
owned by the CCP. So it's like, are they competitor? They're a
it's
weird. It's like Google.
it's
Is
like
Google a
present themselves
competitor?
as competitor
Yeah.
in your eyes, and in the back they're actually shaking hands and stuff.
Yeah, it was like back in the day when you had Netscape and Internet Explorer, and like, yeah, Netscape was a competitor. Did it have the market share? No, no. It's just like, it's like Tencent is everywhere. They have their hands in everything. They are a gigantic conglomerate. So
Yeah.
it's yeah. So, but the whole reason that I hope everybody's here, and the whole reason I wanted to talk with Gaming Ronin, is it the Gaming Ronin, or may it be more cordial with a Gaming Ronin? Which one do you prefer?
I'm good with anything, man.
Okay, so Gaming Ronin. The whole reason we're here is I've heard people say, "Is it woke? Is it not woke?" To me, the red flag should be up because of the voice actor, not so much because of the former head. That was
Yeah.
news to me. I didn't even hear about that. With an actor, it's like okay, especially one of higher stature in the current like stupid hierarchy that exists in Hollywood. But the whole thing is it woke or is it not woke? Well, this is my opinion, and it's kind of unpopular right now. But once it starts to unfold, and once you kind of understand where I'm coming from, you might change your opinion. If you don't, fine. Hey, whatever. Enjoy what you enjoy. But so the whole thing is, and the former chairman even said it, whether or not it's true. To me, well, from watching the trailer, that is a female samurai,
Mm.
and that is a non-starter. That is not something that I am interested in because I am a huge fan of Japanese culture and Bushido, the way of the warrior. It is something that is a non-starter, and I don't think I would not be interested in playing that at all because it's ridiculous as a notion. when you're into something like that and you're interested in that culture, you understand that that is not something that ever would have existed. Now, does that mean it's bad? Does it mean it's woke? I don't know. What say
I
you?
woke necessarily probably not. It just probably means that they're not good at writing it. Uh, I think that's something we kind of need to bring back too. Is like not everything is woke. Sometimes they're just bad and don't understand what they're doing. But I don't know if she's samurai. Because it never stated that she was samurai. Uh, the only thing we were told that is she was a hunter and now being hunted. Part of me thinks we might be skipping the samurai turned ghost or whatever. I think she might already be a ghost or well ninja. Ghosts are pretty much ninjas in the series. I think we're going
Right.
straight to that, and it's like building up maybe. Like she's already a ninja, but we're like building up her notoriety, kind of almost like we did with Jin in the first game when you complete a side quest. It was like the legend of the ghost kept going up. I wonder if we're just gonna go straight into okay, she's already a ninja. And the thing with Mount Yōtei or where we're at, because even the Ronin that we saw in the trailer was saying that this is a place where people kind of go to disappear. So why would a to me it's like why would a samurai be one to disappear? If that
They never
makes
would.
yeah, so it's
That's
like
see,
I
that's the whole
don't
thing.
think
Like,
she's samurai.
but if she owns katana, she is samurai or Ronin or anything. Like I've heard that. Like I've heard people say, "Well, she's Ronin." Well, that's a distinction without a
Well,
difference.
yeah, it's like Ronin is a
The
samurai
difference
with a
is one has a
master.
boss, one is a freelancer.
Yeah,
That's like saying,
but here's
well, yeah, go ahead.
and I have two things. One, she could have stolen those katanas too. I mean, we really don't know anything about the character yet. So one, she either stole the katana, or second, which is probably most likely, has nothing to do with lore or anything. They just put katanas in because most people now are like, it's Japanese, got to be katanas. Me weeb, me like katana. It's probably
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
that too.
And
It's like
that's part of my problem. Like, okay,
yeah,
here's her problem. She has an upright stature. She has katanas. The way she acts is like a samurai or a Ronin. Whether she is or not, that's how she's presenting herself, and I have a problem with that.
I just thought of something too. Could she be from a samurai family, and that's why?
Doesn't matter. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why a little later. Well, I mean,
All right.
I think it doesn't matter. If you think it matters, it's up to you, my
Well,
man. But I think it doesn't matter.
I'll fully just say this. I don't know much. I'm just trying to go with little pieces I know. So she might have picked up some of the mannerisms. Maybe if she was in the like her father was a samurai, she might have picked up some of the mannerisms of her
Right.
father or whatever.
Right. Right. Yeah. So okay, so we've went over is she a samurai or is she not? I think there's some good arguments on both sides. Me, I think she's posturing herself as one. You know, if it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. It's a duck. I think it looks like a samurai to me. But there's been multiple instances in multiple games and movies where we've been wrong about that call. We're
Yeah.
just it's a trailer, and I think it's CGI, right? I think it's well, obviously
Uh,
CGI, but not in game engine, right? I
I
think it
think
was.
it is in game engine. I think
Is
in
it
the
in game engine?
beginning,
Okay.
the bottom is set in game, but
Mhm.
most of it's cutscenes until like the very end where we got like the quick gameplay. But most
It's
of it
hard
was
to tell at this
cinematic.
point anymore because the graphics are so good. So it
Yeah,
doesn't. I think I don't even really matter. I don't even
but
why I
like
brought it up. But
majority of it was just cutscenes anyway. So
so supposing that she is a samurai or she is
mhm.
samurai adjacent, she's posturing herself like a man. She's acting like a man. She's. I have a problem with this because the original Ghost of Tsushima
Mhm.
is based off of the works of the late great Akira Kurosawa, which brought us many great Japanese movies and led into spaghetti westerns by Clint Eastwood, led into Star Wars. The reason we got Star Wars is because of
Dun,
Korea.
dun, 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 dun,
You're gonna
dun.
get
Okay, I'll
you're
stop.
gonna get his
I'll stop.
copyright hit. No, I was kidding. If that gets us hit, then you might have a
Then
career
my
in
singing
singing.
must
I
be
think.
good then.
Yes, very good. So, but yeah, no. So it's basically like that's what these games are based off of. You know how I know that? Because they have a Kurosawa mode in Ghost of Tsushima. The way they present the blowing wheat fields, the way they present the fights, the way they present like how the music and everything, and how it builds tension and things like that. This is based off Kurosawa, and the reason I have such a problem. This is the meat of my complaint with the trailer, and this is why I don't care. It might not be woke, but to me, I don't care because the way women were written in Kurosawa's movies, they were strong women, but they did so as far as being higher in the hierarchy of society, whether they were a princess or whether they were a madam, if you know what I mean. That's exactly what you think it's for. They held sway by uh, mentally and psychologically controlling the people underneath them. They were a force of nature, and you had to be afraid of them because they could outthink you, and they were strong, and they could strike fear into you just by being strong like that. And he wrote these female characters great. The problem with what I see in Ghost of Yōtei is they're trying to co-opt how samurais are, and you cannot have female samurais. It just isn't a thing. We think of samurais as clinging swords. No, it's like basically strict moves, trying to get one over on them, and then you go for the kill once you see it, and you get them. And which is portrayed in the Kurosawa movies. They're not sword fights, and there's more than just swords. You have chain weapons, things like that. There's brute strength that exists in the world of the samurai, and women just simply cannot exist in it. It is not going to happen. So if
Well,
she is actually
Bruce,
a samurai, that is ridiculous.
yeah, well, Bruce strength exists in sword fighting in general too. Not even just samurai, like even like knights, you still need brute strength. Like if a woman try to block, a man's strength is going to be enough to break the block. So I mean,
Right,
even
yeah,
then, it's like,
yeah, and you just that's not how women fought in Japan. They took the reins of society, and they were held on high as princesses and things like that. And the samurai did whatever they said, up to and including seppuku. So it's like if they wanted you to go away, they could just literally snap their fingers and make you go away. And that was the power of women in Kurosawa's universe. It was embellished. It was something that was, obviously cinematic. It wasn't like true. It was based off of actual history, but it was obviously embellished to be more enjoyable.
yeah,
Things like that. But to me, that's why, woke or not, and it doesn't mean it would be woke. I just don't like that
yeah.
because I have such respect for Kurosawa and how he wrote women, and how Ghost of Tsushima was so great in kind of leaning into how he wrote movies. That's why I have a problem with a female samurai, because that is not something that exists, not even in cinema, which they've based this game off of. Their last game, at least, Ghost of Tsushima off of. Now, what do you think about that entire thing? To me, that's lore
Um,
breaking. That's something that, and I know I'm like not part. I'm not a normie as far as that goes because I enjoy this stuff so much. What, I'm not saying you're a normie, but what are
yeah.
your opinions on it, and what would you be like? Okay, well, this is good. What would you
So
say about being a good game?
I would, I'm definitely looking at this from a different lens because I haven't seen any of those movies. I pretty much know next to nothing about Kurosawa and his
Mhm.
filmmaking. So I'm looking at this from the perspective of Sucker Punch's history of how their games has been, and Ghost of Tsushima. So I'm trying to give them like then the fact that most game series I like have kind of fallen, so I need the one that I can have a little faith in. Like keep being my white pill Sucker Punch, please.
Yes,
But
we can
it
agree on that.
it's like the they done Ghost of Tsushima, which is real good enough that I think they become honorary ambassadors for Japan.
People loved it, and that's my whole thing. Like
And
Japan ate that up. They, even though everybody's like, "Oh, it was just a white studio, a bunch of white people out of America." There's a saying in Yojimbo where he says the spectators know more than the players, and that's the whole thing. Like people look at it with reverence. I have a Japanese friend who I said I was watching all these old movies, and he's like, it was basically like I was watching old westerns with John Wayne, how we would treat it. They're like, why would you watch those? I'm like, well, they're amazing because we didn't have this grown up. This wasn't something that we had. Other cultures look at something else and they hold it with more reverence. A lot of
Yeah,
cultures take for granted what they've had because they're just used to it. It's almost overplayed in their eye. But
yeah.
to me, yeah, that's why I think it's not going to go over well in Japan. It might go over well in America.
That's
Obviously,
what I
mhm,
want to know is how they think of it. And my other
I
thing
think they're
is
going to like it.
because they're honorary ambassadors. I mean, I Sony's stupid at this point, so they probably would. Would they risk pissing Japan off? But
Oh yeah.
yeah, they probably would because they're idiots at this point. But yeah, my main thing is looking at Sucker Punch's history. They haven't burned me yet, so I'm wanting to trust them. That's the main thing. It's like they have yet to burn me yet. I have yet to read articles of because like one thing I want to, for example, is like Rocksteady. That was a studio I liked because they made the Arkham games. We were hearing articles and stuff that people were leaving, and then
Mhm.
Kill the Justice League came out, and it was Kill the Justice League. I have yet to see articles of like s- people from studio from years ago has left. I have yet to see anything to make me worried. So
Okay.
I'm like wanting to hold out hope for them.
They've earned your benefit of the doubt, is what you're saying.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
they earned that until they burn me, and if they do, then they're just gonna be like EA to me.
Right. Just arrest him. Throw him in the bin.
Yeah,
Throw him in the pit.
I'll be
But
Thanos from like the end of Avengers or Age of Ultron. Put on the gun and be like, "Fine, I have to do this myself. I'll make my own game
yes.
studio."
Now I hope they do it with a light touch. I hope they do it with respect, but just
Mm,
from the onset, they've already kind of went off the rails as far as I'm concerned with because that's what made Ghost of Tsushima so great and why I love it so much is because it pays so much homage to Kurosawa. This one, as long as it's not directly related, I might be okay with it. But regardless, that's my opinion on it. I think anything related to Kurosawa, whether it's arisen from it, like Star Wars, or if it's his original works, they should be treated with the utmost respect because he was a massively talented storyteller and a massively talented character builder. And that's why the Ghost of Tsushima was so good. If they stray away from that Yōtei Japanese uh, Japanese customers will not like it because they hold that stuff dear. That's why they're still based is because they hold their culture close to their heart. So I hope they do it justice. I hope they put out a good game. But
I
by
hope so
judging
too.
what we seen from the voice actor, the
Yeah,
former chairman,
that's
which not so much, but
yeah.
so I
The
guess the
VA's
final
got me.
verdict. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, the VA's got me a little worried. See, what's really going to worry me is if we hear that the writing room is filled with like the activists and stuff. If the writing room is filled with that, oh yeah,
Mm,
it's DOA or whatever. Or, like
right.
it's
But let's say we're going off the trailer and in
yeah.
the news that we've seen. Are you still hopeful for a good
I
game?
am. I
Okay.
am very much hopeful. I again, I just want to be hopeful, man.
There's nothing
I'm
wrong with that.
hopeful until I see like I'm really gonna have a verdict when the story trailer comes out that gives us a taste of what to actually expect. So I really want to hold like I'm excited, but I want to hold back until we get more info because I don't want to be excited and then crushed.
Absolutely.
So
And hopefully when that story trailer comes out, you'll join us again on here.
oh, I would love
It's
to.
been it was a pleasure talking with you. I can't believe I just looked up at the timer. It's we're already like 25 minutes in.
Oh
It's been
god,
fun. Yeah, it's great though. It's good. Well, first
yeah.
of all, yeah, so but to me, like I said, I might be more in line with the Japanese customer's opinion. But I every game that comes out, I want it to succeed, but they have not Sony, not any studio, not even indie studios deserve the benefit of the doubt as far as I'm concerned. They're all hold their feet to the fire, and if they succeed, it's going to be even the game's going to be even better than we could have imagined. So I hope for everybody that enjoyed the first game or that is looking forward to this one, they get what they want. I really do, but I am skeptical about what we're going to get.
Watch out for any new product. It's basically what I'm trying to get at. Like if it's a new product, always be worried. Is it going to be good or bad?
Absolutely, and that's the way you should look at everything. But I would like to thank Gaming Ronin for coming on. It's been a pleasure, sir. We need to
It
talk
was
more about
fun.
samurai culture.
I would
Absolutely, it
love
went
to.
by in a flash. So when that story trailer comes out, we'll have you back on. But I am MoZamboni of the GCA. We are growing. We are winning this culture war, and we hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.